If you clicked on this video, then I already know something about you. You're tired of being the player who keeps messing up in matches, the one who miscontrols simple balls, panics under pressure, gives away possession, switches off at the worst possible moment, and then spends the entire night replaying the same mistake in your head until you feel sick. But here's the part you've never understood. Your mistakes aren't random, they're not unlucky, and they're not accidental. They're predictable. They're built into you. And the harsh truth is that every opponent you face can already sense them before you even touch the ball. Football is a cruel sport not because it punishes weak players, but because it exposes unprepared ones. And right now, every time you step onto the pitch, you're playing the game on beginner difficulty while everyone else around you is slowly switching to expert mode. They're evolving, you're not, and it really is that simple. This video isn't here to comfort you or make you feel better. It's here to warn you that your football identity is being built or destroyed with every decision you make, every touch you take, and every moment of pressure you either survive or collapse under. The first harsh truth you need to accept is that you make mistakes because your brain is slow, not your feet. Every miscontrol, every rushed pass, every poor decision doesn't come from a lack of technique but from a lack of processing speed. Football at any decent level is a cognitive war, and if your brain reacts slower than the game, you will always look stupid, no matter how much skill you think you have. Your opponents don't even need to be better than you physically. They just need to think faster, read situations earlier, and anticipate details you never notice. That alone will make you look clumsy, panicked, or lost. The players who rise are the ones who have already eliminated the mistakes you continue to repeat, while the players who disappear are the ones who still believe their mistakes are unlucky. Deep down, you know exactly which category you fall into right now. The second truth is that you don't know how to control your nervous system. When pressure hits, your body goes into survival mode. Your muscles tighten, your breathing becomes shallow, your vision narrows, and your decision-making evaporates. You stop playing football and start reacting like a frightened animal. That's why you panic when the ball comes to you, why you miscontrol simple touches, why you rush passes, why you freeze in transitions, and why you crumble in moments where calmness is needed. It's not a technical problem, it's a biological one. Elite players stay composed not because they're naturally calm, but because their nervous system has been trained to remain quiet under chaos. If yours hasn't, then of course you make stupid mistakes. You were never built to handle real match pressure, but your opponents were. And this is exactly why you constantly feel misunderstood as a player. You keep telling yourself and everyone around you that you're better in training, that you just need confidence, that you play well when it doesn't matter. But that's not something to be proud of. That's a warning sign. Training is controlled, predictable, and safe. Matches are chaotic, violent, and unforgiving. Anyone can look good in comfort. The real test is whether your brain stays functional when everything speeds up. When the ball bounces awkwardly, when a defender charges at you, when the crowd roars, and when your heart rate jumps through the roof. If you can't stay composed in those moments, then the game has already labeled you as unreliable, even if you deny it. And the truth is, you've built an identity around avoiding pressure rather than mastering it. You choose the easier pass, the safer option, the moment where nothing can go wrong, not because it's smart, but because it protects your ego. You think you're playing simple, but really you're hiding from the parts of the game that expose your flaws. And every time you avoid those moments, every time you play small to avoid embarrassment, you reinforce the exact weaknesses that hold you back. Pressure isn't your enemy. It's the doorway to becoming the player you pretend you already are. What you don't realize is that the game remembers every weakness you refuse to fix. Football has a memory. Every hesitation, every poor touch, every moment of panic gets stored in your habits, in your reactions, in your subconscious. And when the next match comes, those habits return like reflexes. That's why you keep repeating the same mistakes even when you promise yourself you won't. You're not failing because you're unlucky, you're failing because your defaults are weak and you've never rebuilt them. Until you do, the game will keep dragging you back to the same painful moments over and over again. And here's the part that should bother you the most. Opponents can feel your weakness before you even touch the ball. They see the way you check your shoulder too late. They notice how your body stiffens when someone presses you. They recognize the tiny hesitation in your movement, the slight panic in your eyes, the way you hide behind defenders instead of showing for the ball. To them, you are not a threat, you are a target. They will press you harder, challenge you faster, and hunt you in moments where they know you will break. Your weaknesses aren't secrets. They are visible, obvious, and easily exploited. Until you accept this, you will keep pretending your mistakes are bad luck, when really they are invitations for opponents to destroy you. The third truth is that you play football with hope instead of preparation. You hope your first touch is good, you hope your pass arrives, you hope your teammate makes a run, you hope the defender slips, you hope the game somehow becomes easier. But hope is for amateurs. Elite players don't hope for anything, they prepare for everything. They scan constantly, they anticipate 2 or 3 seconds ahead, they read triggers before they happen, and they position their body in ways that make decisions automatic. You, on the other hand, wait for situations to develop and then react late. Waiting is the fastest way to look stupid on a football pitch because the game doesn't reward players who think after something happens. It rewards the ones who think before it happens. Another truth is that your mistakes follow the same pattern every week. They're not new, they're not surprising. They happen in the exact same scenarios, under pressure, receiving with your back to goal, when a fast transition hits, when you need to play on the half turn, when the game speeds up, when you're tired, when you hesitate for just a moment too long. Every match is different, but your weaknesses are identical. Your coach sees them, your teammates see them, your opponents see them, and the worst part: you are predictable. Predictable players do not survive long, because once someone understands how you collapse, they can force those scenarios every time. Another harsh reality is that you confuse effort with improvement. You think training more means getting better, but that's not how development works. You can train 7 days a week and still be the same inconsistent, panicky, mistake-prone player if you never fix the actual root of your problems, your football brain. You're building a house on sand, adding more and more bricks while ignoring the unstable foundation underneath. That's why one mistake destroys your entire match. That's why your confidence evaporates so easily. That's why you crumble after one bad moment. You're not mentally built for the speed of the game you're trying to play. And until you fix the system that controls your decisions, you will always produce the same embarrassing outcomes. Here's something most players never understand: every mistake you make is information. Every miscontrol, every panic pass, every moment you lose concentration is the game sending you a message about exactly where you're weak. You can choose to ignore that message and convince yourself it was just bad luck, or you can face the truth: mistakes don't disappear on their own. You have to eliminate them deliberately, slowly, and aggressively. The players who rise aren't the ones who are naturally gifted. They're the ones who refuse to keep repeating the same humiliating moments you still allow yourself to repeat. Now listen closely, because this part should genuinely scare you. Every stupid mistake you make is costing you something. Every miscontrol is a missed opportunity. Every panic pass is a scout losing interest. Every lapse of concentration is another player winning a spot over you. Football doesn't care how much you want it. It doesn't care how hard you try. It doesn't care how many hours you train. It only cares about the level you show when pressure hits. And if you keep making the same mistakes, it means you're not evolving at all. If you don't change, here's exactly what will happen next. You'll keep working hard, but nothing will improve. You'll keep showing up, but no one will notice. You'll keep telling yourself next match will be different, but nothing changes. Your confidence will fade. You'll start fearing the ball. You'll hide from responsibility. You'll shrink in big moments. You'll become a background player in your own dream. And eventually, football will move on without you. Not because you weren't good enough, but because you refused to kill the weaknesses that were killing you. Here's the final truth, the one that separates the players who rise from the players who disappear. You are one decision away from changing everything or repeating everything. Most players will click off this video, forget everything they heard, and continue being the same version of themselves they claim to hate. Same mistakes, same panic, same inconsistency, same disappointment. But if you're still here, there's a chance you're not like them. There's a chance you're ready to evolve, ready to study your weaknesses, ready to fix the parts of your game you've ignored for too long. Because once you decide to stop running from pressure and start embracing it, once you decide to improve instead of repeat, everything about your game will change. And when that transformation happens, the players who used to laugh at your mistakes will suddenly wonder how you became the one who no longer makes them.